Does it surprise you, and how do you feel about that?
I don't really go off analytics and all that stuff, and it doesn't really really doesn't matter to me, honestly. You know, I'm focused on what I could do and what I could control.
You could be the first.
I always wish the best, you know, and I do everything I can, you know, for this team and for everybody. But I got a great defense, got a great team, got a great receiver, so I'm just thankful.
Hey, Shedeur.
Hitting that early big play to Isaiah, the 52-yarder, help you? And then did you notice the effect that it seemed to have on the rest of the team?
Well, it's about belief. The reason why I am so confident in the way I am is the guys around believe, you know. So that's what's most important within having a team, within having an offense, within having to have a spark. You know, you got to have guys that believe, you know. So, and I'm fully confident in myself throughout everything, you know, and I'm confident in my team, and I'm sure they confident in me also.
I know you got a taste of it coming off the bench against the Ravens, but what do you think the first start at home in front of that crowd's going to feel like?
I feel like it'll be fun. I feel like it'll be very fun. You gotta understand, right now, I'm in grind mode. You know, mentally, understanding how to attack this defense that we're going against, and they're a great team. They got great coaches, everything. But that's where I am mentally right now.
Hey, Shedeur, not from you, but all your supporters out there say that Kevin Stefanski was sabotaging you.
So you just want to start trouble?
No,
huh?
I want to ask you what your relationship with him is.
Yeah, well, what people do outside the building isn't really in my control. It's not in my power. So I don't. You act like I go out there and tell them to do whatever. You know, that's not nothing I can control or nothing I could do. But overall, you know, I'm just happy to be here. Coach Stefanski, been coaching since I got here, and been doing a very great job, you know, with everything that's going on.
But what is your relationship like with him and when we don't see you guys together?
Definitely like a coach. You know, he tells me what I need to do on and off the field. We've definitely grown. Our relationship and everything has grown, so I'm just thankful to be here.
Blah, blah, blah. Talking about being in an impossible situation. Oh, that was tough on the kid, man. He handled that the way you supposed to, like a G. With the G being silent, like in the lasagna. First of all, hey, he started off rough. He tried to say analytics. I know, I got some words. Disneyland, I can't say that word, save my life. But what they asked him, what they really wanted to get to is like, look, man, we hear a lot coming from your world. Whether it's you, what you say, it's what your fans say, it's what your daddy say. We just know Shedeur comes with a lot of noise. We're trying to lock in on the signal. That means, how does Shedeur feel? Now, Shedeur ain't stupid. He ain't got enough resume to be going out there telling you exactly what he feels. He ain't Aaron Rodgers. You get to a place where you Aaron Rodgers, you know you're a Hall of Famer, you know you one of the top 10 quarterbacks ever, blah, blah, blah. They let them argue all about you. You can start telling people exactly. When I say exactly how you feel. Shedeur gonna get there if he balls out. Oh, trust, we already know this personality type. It's coming. But what they asked him, the first thing that I noticed is people are hypocrites. We all are. Raise your hand if you're a hypocrite. We all are. If someone were to outline and detail all the things that you have said and then all the things you've done and then like connected them logically, you will start to realize how much you be lying, how much you are a hypocrite. And not even with intention. You just said this one day and now you're doing something else over here and you're like, well, I hope they don't catch that, right? So a lot of times when someone is in the news, public-facing celebrity, and we don't like them, y'all ain't rocking with him, I hate that fool. And then you know what they do? They attribute everything that comes from their fan base. You go on their page, like, look at the comment section. That's who they are. Yep. All right, you go say, oh, look what everybody's saying about them. Everyone's doing for them, right? You don't like them. So you now make all of that noise all about them. And you act like they made it up. You act like they control all them people. But when you like somebody, and Shedeur got a lot of people that like him, all of a sudden, you give them the benefit of doubt. You say, Shedeur is just doing his job. He can't control his fans, and I'm glad Shedeur understands that. But I want y'all fans to understand that too. Whether you like them or not, they don't control their fans, right? They can't. Beyonce don't control the Beehive, right? She can say, be nice to them, but the Beehive is like, nah, she disrespected you, girl. It's on. Take my nails off. It's time to fight. Right? Shedeur's fans are all over the place. Trust me. I got friends, really close friends, that love Shedeur blindly. And I got friends that don't rock with Shedeur because they like, he ain't done nothing yet. When the last time I rooted for a fifth rounder that ain't proved nothing yet? Tell me. Then I tell you why I should or shouldn't rock with him, but I ain't never done that. So what is this? Right? And then there's some people that just love Deion and they just like, I'm going to rock with the kid because I love me some Deion and hoping for the kid, like some neighborhood stuff. Like, oh, he's just like, that's a little Shedeur from down the block. I like him. So one, I'm glad he just was like, look, my fan base, that's them. As much as I love them and they all rooting for me, that's a them problem, not a me problem. Separate that, especially when you're climbing up the hill as a youngster, as a rookie. The other thing is I love about this is they did talk about Stefanski. And, they saying he sabotaged you. There's some evidence out there that could easily say that. Look, to me, I wouldn't use the word sabotage, but I certainly know for a fact, gun to my head, that Kevin Stefanski does not want Shedeur Sanders to be who Shedeur Sanders wants Shedeur Sanders to be. Now, what does that mean? Let me turn my fan on. I overheat sometimes. What does that mean? That means, look, Shedeur, you wanted to walk in here a top pick. You wanted to walk in here, Dandada, Azizi Super Manana, you a Dandada, and just be the guy wearing that red jersey. I'm the man. No. I don't think that highly of you. That's the beautiful thing about sports and especially football, NFL level. They do not always rock with you. So what? Be greater than your greatest excuse. Welcome to the NFL. I know in the real world, you guys take this on the chest. You guys always are in your feelings. Oh, my boss is so mean. And actually have someone in your circle that want to hear your explanation. Your boss is what? What'd he do to you, girl? I went to work. I was on time, but he ain't never on time. He show up, and then when he show up, he don't even give me credit. He don't respect that I'm always here doing my work, and then he just drop all this work on my lap, and then he leaves early, don't even care, just wants the work done, no relationship, no connection, and then won't even give me a raise. I hate to do this to y'all, but so give a funk. You know how you get rid of that problem? Be the boss. It ain't that easy. You're damn right. And it wasn't that easy for the boss either. And if it was, that's why he acting like that, and he ain't long for that job. So just shut it. Be greater than your greatest excuse, and that's going to be your job. That's how it is in the NFL. You don't believe me? Here we go. Oh, man, I killed it in college. I won the Heisman. I did everything. You know those kind, right? And then they don't even get drafted. Oh, it's happened. You imagine winning the Heisman? What did you just say to me? And now Marcellus Wiley. I just won the Heisman. I am the best college football player that year, they say. Then you get into the league, undrafted. Oh, boy, you talking about being on food stamps. You welfare kid. Get your ass out of my face, fool. Right? And then you get there, you're like, they ain't got no respect on my name? They're like, nah. You better go get it. And coach, this is how you know who you are when a coach is talking. He'll be like, get around. Everybody. Okay. Today, we worked hard. Now it's time to go out there and show it. Okay? We need to go out there and show it. And when he starts saying we, he ain't looking at you ever. We need to go do this. We need to go do that. I need you guys to be locked in. All these pronouns. And ain't none of them landing on your eyeballs. You want to know how I know that? Because I've been there before. When when he's talking about we, he ain't thinking about Wiley. My rookie year, it was not a speech, not a word. Move, fool. You lucky you here. And I was a second rounder. Now, you just be greater than your greatest excuse, keep climbing that hill, and all of a sudden, you hear that music. You hear your walk-in song, right? They start talking about you. You that dude. All of a sudden, when coach say, hey, today, I need y'all. He's saying y'all, he looking dead at you. I need y'all to be locked in. I'm going to need all you got. You know, all you guys out there, he looking at you. He might as well say we is me. That's how your mindset got to be. Now, if you sit here and say, well, why should I have to do all that? Or if you sit there and say, oh, that ain't fair. If you sit here and say, I don't know if that's going to work. Well, then whether you think you are or you think you are not, whether you think you can, whether you think you cannot, you are right. That's it. So I'm glad Shedeur got his mind right. He like, look, that's a them problem. Me and Coach, we all right. First of all, he respectfully, Shedeur is lying right now. And we've all had to lie before. He is not going to tell us how his relationship is with his coach. And I don't think it's great because he knows and he can smell this dude don't really rock with me. He don't think I'm better than Dylan Gabriel. He already told. The coach already told he thought Dylan Gabriel was better because he co-signed on Dylan Gabriel. Then he tried his best to keep him in that position no matter how he looked. So we ain't stupid. We grown men, right? So let's have a grown man conversation. Coach don't rock with me like that. He don't believe in these skills. Okay. Andrew Berry does. Haslam is listening. I got fans out there. I got me. I believe in my skills. So he ain't going to tell you the truth. He knows Stefanski ain't loving him. Stefanski is not in love with Shedeur. He's in like with Shedeur. Like, yeah, I kind of like him. He all right. Right? He won't say his name that much, all that stuff. He loses his tone. He lowers his volume when he talks about him. We get it. It's all the above plus some. But you still, Shedeur, this is called professionalism. Yep, some of the derivatives of professionalism, some of the synonyms of professionalism is lying. Like just literally looking at the camera saying, because you know why he lied? What was his first response when they asked him about Stefanski? He said, yeah, that's my coach. He's been coaching since I got here. You can't make this up. No. He's like, yeah, he's been coaching since I got here. You know what that is? That is buying yourself some time to find something in this piggy bank I could give y'all, because it ain't much. I ain't got no love for this fool. Watch Shedeur's book. In 20 years, the book gonna come out. And then you'll be like, damn, that's what happened. Mm-hmm. Not right now. He ain't on Aaron Rodgers level. Wait till he get his game up. Then he'll tell the truth. I get out of here on this. It's okay not to like your coach. And it's okay your coach don't like you. You want to know why? Because sports, especially NFL, is the closest thing. Nothing's perfect because we are people, and people aren't perfect. But it's the closest thing we have to a meritocracy. That means it's merit-based. That means, let me give it to you like this. If you run a 4 flat, never drop a ball, and got the best moves in the world, your coach hates you. You think you playing? Yeah. You can't speak English. You are never on time. We've had players like this, LT, et cetera. You can't, you are the worst citizen in the world. I'm not saying that for LT, but just all these things you can think about that are just negatives. But the boy can go. He can ball. He's blurry. You think he's starting? So when you ain't it, part of it is because you ain't it. Part of it is because you are not it. Can you accept that? Accept that, okay? I'll give it to you like this. When I was the man, when I was balling, there was nothing a coach ever would do to sabotage me. He got to get out there and go play. Let that boy get that quarterback. Let that boy go make them tackles. When I was suspect, when I was somewhere around that good or great, when they play with you is when you a tweener. Like, you good? Are you good enough? Are you great? When you are undeniable, as Kobe Bryant said. Kobe Bryant used to always answer every question when it was the Phil Jackson. You and Phil cool. You and Shaq cool. He's like, for real, what does it matter? I'm undeniable. You can't deny the little high school kid, The Rock. He's coming. Pause. He's coming. He's here. He's it. He's Kobe. Make sure you're undeniable in whatever you do, and then you ain't got to worry about how coach is tripping. All right, let's get into these comments real quick before we get into our next topic. What y'all doing in the chat? Y'all beating it up in the comments? Y'all better be beating it up. I want words, I want praise, I want criticism, and I want support for Project Transition. Hit the goal, damn it. We got 10 goals, 1 goal, and 10 people can hit the goal, something like that. All right, what y'all talking about? Ooh. All right, Moski, let's see what you ate last night before we get into this. You had potato salad, green. Why you leave with potato salad? Damn, I'm not coming over. Don't invite me over. If the first thing you say is potato salad, oh, man, I need to hear turkey, ham, or something, chicken. Greens, candied yams, baked mac and cheese, turkey, and jerk duck. Whoa, jerk duck sounds good, and I don't like duck. I got this weird thing, like, since I'm a city boy, I don't like no pets. Like, I love Donald Duck and Daffy Duck and all that growing up. So I'm like, that's a pet. Nope, not eating that. I ain't eating frog. I ain't eating deer. I saw Bambi. Anything that I saw and I had an affection for, I ain't eating it. Now, chicken, sorry. I don't know no chickens I liked growing up. Okay, so here we go. We got Hawkins DBs. He says Stefanski is probably wondering if he could ship Shedeur off to Mark Davis and Pete Carroll or something like that. Haha. Look, he certainly wants to. He certainly doesn't want. And I understand this before we get to our next topic. It's okay to not want somebody because you just don't believe in them, even if you're wrong, okay? Because you're not perfect, because you've been right a lot. He's a 2-time coach of the year, and he didn't want the guy that they made him get. And so now he's just reluctant. But now, if Shedeur balls again, because right now, Shedeur is still in that weird place where you're like, damn, he looks good. Damn, he's done stuff that the other quarterbacks haven't done. Damn, they look like they got a spark. Is it consistent now, right? It's one thing to go out there and be a flash in the pan. Everybody like, wow. But if you're not reliable and consistent, then we still got a problem. So if Shedeur finishes this off right with momentum, but it's okay. I've seen it. It doesn't matter. All I'm trying to tell y'all is let him hate. It doesn't matter. He's still going to have to play him. He going to have to play him or he going to get played and he going to get fired. So go ahead, force his hand. Make him hate you. He hate me. All right. I don't give a damn. 5 touchdowns. Hate that fool. Y'all got to know how to play that game, man. Y'all be letting these people hate on you, and then that turns you into a hater or negative or, oh, I'm going to show them. No, you don't. You show yourself. You ain't showing them. You show you. Get it out the way. All right. Dan Le Batard is upset at Jemele Hill and everybody, including himself, talking about how sports media is getting down and how all this infighting and Stephen A. Smith is in the middle of every beef right now. And what's going on with sports media? I try to tell y'all. I try to warn y'all.
I did not like the way me and our show talked about the Stephen A. Smith, Michelle Beadle, Kerry Champion. And I'm going to say you, but I really don't remember Stephen A. Smith ever going after you and Kerry Champion. I do know that he gets critiqued for never having anything for Michelle Beadle and then coming after with some more intensity black people. I know it's a critique that he gets a lot. I know it's a critique you get a lot, that whenever you're talking about ESPN things or anything that's just critical analysis, hater, bitter, whatever, it's the same thing that I get. But how did you get ensnared in that? Because from what I've ever seen publicly between you and Stephen A. Smith, he respects your journalist credentials too much to ever have anything bad to say about you.
Well, I mean, I got ensnared in it. And I'm not saying this to call her out, but just to give people the origin story of this is because Carrie brought my name up when she did the video addressing the fact that Stephen A. has never responded to Michelle Beadle with the same level of harshness that he has responded to some other black folks, some of which were just offering a critique of him. Obviously, a lot of people pointed to what he had to say about Jasmine Crockett, which I also was disappointed in, like a lot of other people. And so the base of her criticism was really about that, about the unevenness of she felt like his critique between what he said about Serena Williams, what he said about Michelle Obama, Jasmine Crockett. People are sensing a theme. And I definitely understand what that's like. Hell, we just had a little conversation about Shedeur Sanders and how I realized I got to be careful how I talk about him because of how possessive and protective that a lot of people in our community feel about him. And so when you're Stephen A. or me or anybody that's in the sports media space, it's like the majority of athletes we talk about are going to be black. We're going to say more positive things about black athletes than we do negative. But it's the negative ones that tend to sting a little more. And so with that said, I mean, I thought what Carrie said was a fair critique. And she brought me into it by talking about how Stephen A. has come for us. And really and I don't want to speak for her, even though that's one of my closest friends. But I think what she was talking about was some of the things more she experienced behind the scenes on First Take. And where she felt like there was a lot of times that Stephen A was not as supportive as he said. And as her friend and being there at ESPN when she was on the show, that's how our friendship blossomed. And seeing what she went through on a daily basis, being between Skip and Stephen A, not just on TV, but behind the scenes, like literally having to navigate both of their very big personalities, it was tough. And she was very much, there was a lot of professional experiences that she had that were not great. And so I think she was more or less speaking to that. Now, Stephen A and I have gotten into it a little bit back and forth on social media. He's had some opinions of Colin Kaepernick that I thought were thoughtless and a little inaccurate, and I made that publicly known. It was about addressing his opinion. He had his thing or so to say about me. He suggested that next time I call him, or that I do call him if I have a critique. I did call him after we had that exchange on social media, and he's a busy man. He didn't answer. I texted him, never heard back from him. It's fine. I don't expect, Stephen A doesn't owe me an answer, but since he brought up the fact that I should call him, I actually did it, and he didn't respond. I think a lot of people think that I have some negative opinion of Stephen A. I don't. I think he's done remarkable. He's had a remarkable professional career. And I think him as a Black man being the face of ESPN, that is really encouraging for younger Black journalists who are aspiring to be in these positions of authority and ownership. And he's been able to give them an example of like what's possible. And he's opened up, a lot of doors for people. But the part that sometimes made me cringe about him is that, especially not only sensing the uneven critiques that we talked about from a racial standpoint, but also it just felt like sometimes when he's discussing women, especially Black women, he gets very, it's a lot of cap going on in terms of how he built our careers. Like I've heard him refer to building my career before, and I just think that was weird of him to say that. Certainly I was able to be on the show, quite frankly, which I've greatly appreciated it. But when I was on, quite frankly, I was already talking to ESPN about being at ESPN. And so he's just taken this weird ownership of my career that, just makes me cringe a little bit. And he's done it with Monica McNutt, and he's done it with Carrie as he did it. And it's like, why you putting 100 on 10? It's like, okay, you don't need to do that. And so I think it's kind of unbecoming. But I have no animosity towards Stephen A. I don't have any beef with Stephen A. But I hope that he's able to accept some of the critiques that people have of him, because I think some of them are fair.
There's the show. Boy, blah, blah, blah. No lie. I was anticipating an evergreen discussion from that, but we got specific. And if you are from LA to West Coast, it's hard to say specific because you always say Pacific. But damn it, we gonna get Pacific today. Oh, God dang. I tried to write all the notes down that she was talking about, and I stopped. Look at my page. It's a mess. I don't know where to start. Let me start here. Okay, let's start here. I love what she said because it was her truth, the real, whatever. It's a retort. Okay. Now, the first thing I did notice was like, woo, she thinks she's slick. Jemele thinks she's slick because she's like, look, the dude told me to call him. All right, I called him, and then he didn't respond. He's busy. Sure. Everybody got 24 hours in a day, so don't give me the busy stuff. If you were the fine girl that he was looking for, oh, he ain't busy no more. So anyway, so then she texted him, never heard back. That was to let you know that I am thorough over here, Jemele Hill, and Stephen A, not so much, or he don't care enough about the stuff he talking about, or he just putting out, some air, some fluff, whatever. But I do love the point she was making with that. Like, look, I ain't got no beef with Stephen A. Smith, and people be thinking that. They think that about me. They think that about her. I'm not going to answer for her. I'm going to let her answer speak. She's like, look, he's done amazing things out there, right? And Stephen A. Smith, I say this to you right now, and I say it all the time. You have beaten me in media, but I'm not mad at you for beating me. Just like I'm not mad that Bruce Smith is a better DN than me. You know who Bruce Smith is to me right now? That's my football father. I could call him right now, and he gonna pick up. I text him, he gonna respond, and we gonna talk, and I always love him. We had to compete for the same job. They were calling me the next him. Obviously, I utterly failed at that. But nah, being serious, I had my moments, but no, I'm no Bruce Smith. I understand when I lose because I know who I am. That ain't the only level of me. So Stephen A. Smith is destroying me in media. Congratulations. I don't know why people think that means you got to hate them. I competed against guys and lost to them and still love them. What do you mean? So I get where she's coming from. But she said a lot. She said a lot more than that. Let's talk about it. Oh, man. Stephen A. Smith is more intense when he talks about black people, black women especially, right? Women and black women especially. Look. People got to understand, and this is what people don't give you enough credit for. Every topic is different, right? Every topic, whether it's the conversation about it, the background of it, the context of it, the characters in it, and your convictions about it, right? Stephen A. Smith may feel more intense like displeasure with a Jasmine Crockett. He may be mad and more mad at a Serena Williams. So if he's mad versus a Michelle Beadle, who he's like, I'm not mad at her at all, actually. She's just mad at me. Why are we going to make this man have to respond to that white woman like he is that black woman, but he got a real issue with that black woman? He ain't got no issue with this white woman, Michelle Beadle. She got a problem with him. And she just wants him to have a problem with her or respond to it or move and get out the way, right? So come on, man. I catch that trick all the time. People want you to be mad at what they mad at. Like, no. And then, look, covering sports, you're going to talk a lot of good stuff about black people and a lot of bad stuff about black people. People always be like, dog, why don't you talk about the white people like that? I say, I do. First of all, if I talk so many topics, and if you only click on Stephen A. Smith and all the black people, and you only click on those Ryan Clark, that's a you problem. Y'all ain't clicking on the ones when I'm talking about all other topics. Y'all ain't clicking on the film sessions. Y'all ain't clicking on the other stuff. That's not me. I put it out there. The buffet is there. There are collard greens there. Stop talking about all we serve is mac and cheese. No, that's all you want to eat, fat boy. You want to consume it and they get mad at me, say that's all you cooking. No. Look at the row. There's Pat McAfee over there. There's Skip Bayless over there, right? There's Scott Van Pelt right there. Not too much of it, right? But it's there, right? Like, come on, y'all. So I catch what she's saying. But she's like, look, I'm not bitter at ESPN. I'm not bitter at Stephen A. Smith. But then why do people always want him to fight their fights? Right? Like, that was what's wrong about it. And look, all these people are my friends. Like, Jemele Hill's my friend. We have had I don't know if it's even a heated debate or just like, we just know we on different sides in terms of politics. We know we on different sides in terms of some of these issues. Colin Kaepernick made a lot of people look at me different. I was like, oh, well, it's just my conviction. What do you mean? Like, it's not that deep. I love you. And I'm glad, like, Jemele and I got through all that because I was like, girl, I ain't mad at you because you disagree with me. How the hell? Like, what we going to do? We going to stop liking each other as homies because you think he's the man and I think, nah, I'm good. I don't need none of that. I don't need no protests. I don't need no posters. I don't need no kneeling. I don't need none of that. I'm from it. I know what's going to fix us. It ain't none of that. That's all I said. I said, it ain't that. So it ain't that deep. If you disagree, you think it is that. Do it and see where it gets you. I'll be right here telling you I told you so. Or I'm wrong. It's okay. I am willing to go on that journey without being mad at you. But people ain't like that. Not everybody like that. So there's a level of harshness that's coming from his criticism. And he's not as supportive. First of all, I don't know who y'all are, but me, I don't need your support. This is why people get mad at me on racial conversations, because ain't nobody gonna be racist to me. You wanna know why? Because ain't nobody got power over me, dog. That's why the crux of why I don't care about race is because you ain't got nothing on me, bruh. White, black, nothing. I told y'all I'm cocky in here. I am just pleasant to be around. But I know how to hide my cockiness very well. Nobody got me beat. And if you beat me in something, don't mean you beat me. You beat me at that thing. I suck at basketball. So what? I'm still going to play, and I'm still going to lose. And I'm still going to think I am everything, like my mama told me. I am something. You can't take me away because I lose at one thing. So it's so silly that people want to get so caught up. You know why? Their ideas are their identity. And that is silly. You weren't raised properly, or you were raised properly, you just a dumbass kid that got older. Because how in the hell you going to be so locked in on something you think about, and you can change your mind, but you so locked in, you're going to have enemies. You intolerant. Oh, no, if you ain't thinking this way, then yeah. That's why I don't like DL, his position. DL knows every time I just saw DL a few months ago. So for him to be like 180 on me is kind of weird. But my point, I'm using him as an example because he's a public figure. Dog, when I see you again, I'm giving you love. Now, if you got a problem with me, Marcellus, no. You've been to the White House too many times for me. You auntie, you sound like an auntie. You what? You feminine? What the hell? Who in the hell is grown enough to say some stupid shit like that to somebody else? Who you ain't paying this mortgage? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't taking these vitamins. You ain't lifting these weights. You gonna say, I don't think I can rock with you. Well, don't rock with me, but I rock with you. And every time I see you, I'm gonna rock and roll your ass over. Silly. Y'all gotta stop. Just say what you think. Have passion behind it. But then at the end of the day, it's just like being on a team, a football team. I want them to give me the ball. They didn't give me the ball. Guess what? I still got to block. I still got to go out there and help the team. I got to be in disguise. I got to be the decoy. You don't get the ball every play, and some of y'all don't get the ball at all. I get it. Simple as that. Simple as that. They're letting all these damn ideas that's going to change every 2 years, 4 years, 20 years. You letting that just disrupt all. It's a distraction. It disrupts all the love that you're supposed to have for your daily existence and those around you. You're supposed to be connected to people. At the end of the day, dog, it's those connections and that love you're going to feel. Not what did you vote for? Did you believe in him? These old figures. Man, and I know everybody y'all going to talk about. See, the one thing about me is I'm so like cool and nice with people. I don't have no beef. And if I do have a beef, I still know them. And they know when I see them, what's up? I still know them. And what you gonna do? And I'm like, dog, y'all don't let these people fool y'all. Do not let them fool you. Stephen A. Smith, you won. You win in the media. Everybody wants you to fight, they fight. Don't fight, they fight. Don't fight, they fight. They shouldn't be fighting in the first place. So why are you fighting, they fight, right? And I do get what Jemele Hill is saying. She's like, look, let's keep it 1,000. You over there coming at, I mean, I don't even know the list of white women he's supposed to come at except Michelle Beadle. And Michelle Beadle's my homie. But I will say this. What are you mad at Stephen A. for? Because he wanted to have a nuanced conversation about Ray Rice? I did too. Like, oh well. Like, look, I'm just compelled to say what's real. And if you don't like it, that is a you problem, not a me problem. And if somebody don't like what I just said, I see you in the streets and I say hello and I love you. All right, let's get to these comments. I can't read this. Black Rain says she lying. BW, I assume black women always make stuff up. Every woman makes stuff up. Every man makes stuff up. You make stuff up, Black Rain, so don't do that. Okay, everybody talking about Black Friday. Oh, we supposed to be buying stuff today. I ain't buying jack. And then we got another one from Sean. From Atlantic to Pacific G, the traffic is terrific. I don't know what lyric that's supposed to be, but I'm out of that. All right, let's get into this topic. This is a good one. So a lot of y'all predicted this. Yep. A lot of y'all thought this moment was coming between ESPN and Inside the NBA with the TNT show that is now on ESPN. Y'all was like, sound too good to be true, partner. Good luck with that. I know. Everybody was like, yeah. And even Charles Barkley and them were a little hesitant, right? They were like, we want to make sure our schedule's right. We want to make sure how much work we do. Remember? They were like, we're in the dark. We don't know. well, you're not in the dark anymore. Matter of fact, the show has come on, and there's been some response internally from ESPN. And let's just say maybe some of y'all out there were right. Damn it, here we go. ESPN already, look at this. They ain't even done 3 months. ESPN looking for more regularity with inside the NBA schedule next season. The current licensing agreement with TNT limits how many times the show can air before January 1. Basically, some of these terms were grandfathered in or booked in. They're like, look, you know how they be clowning ESPN like, dawg, I ain't working all them damn days. I ain't Stephen A. Smith. I ain't working that much. And you got me on ESPN Ocho and ESPN 3 and all them jokes. What do we say about jokes? You know it. Got some real in it. So they just began the first season on ESPN. I'm going to try and cut this real quick. Burke Magnus, who has been in the media of late. I mean, this is intentional now. Good for him. I just don't know why it wasn't like this before. But now every other article you read about ESPN is something that's really detailed. It's got him in it now. I think they were like, look, we got to be on the offensive. We got to just, set the narrative, or we got to tell our story because it's getting told too many different ways. Smart play. ESPN content president Burke Magnus, now pick up how many times you see that name, said that he liked to make Inside the NBA a more consistent fixture of ESPN's NBA coverage starting next season. He said he expects ESPN to discuss a more regular schedule with TNT this offseason so there aren't long gaps between shows next year. But the current agreement, however, comes with a provision which requires the vast majority of episodes air after January 1st, which could potentially prohibit ESPN from requesting a more regular schedule next season. Okay, so it last aired 2 weeks ago. Damn! This gonna get funky. I get why you don't want to work a lot before January 1st because most people are going to say them games don't matter. Them dudes ain't tripping. They over there load managing. We over here broadcast managing, right? Like we on air managing. We give us our games when they count, when they matter, around All-Star break and then after All-Star break. Smart by them. And then now ESPN like, nah, we need to spread this out evenly. When you get the butter knife and then you put too much butter on one part of the bread, you got to spread it out, right? They like, let's spread this out a little bit more. We going 2 weeks without y'all on air? Come on. And then they like, you better, what? All that's going, look, it costs to be the boss. Here's the problem with them. You can't just keep throwing money at Barkley. He close to retiring, he says. It could be a too short threat. Like, this is my last album. I'm too short. This is my last album. Then he makes 20 more albums. Or it could be a real threat. Like, this is my last contract, y'all. I'm Charles Barkley. I don't need all this, right? Charles Barkley, we already know, doesn't want to be overworked, etc. He has that right there in bold. So the point is, you could throw more money at him. Who's that going to make jump? Barkley? I don't think so. Shaq? For sure not. Kenny? Maybe, but no. Ernie? Nope. Them dudes is they in a beautiful position. They like, look, man, I got what I need. I got my money. I got my legacy. I got my reputation. I got my schedule. I got to see my itty bitties, my grandkids, whatever it may be. Come on, y'all. You trying to make us work more? We have something that worked. We're number one. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So now you trying to break it because you're trying to fix it. Come on, Burke Magnus. That's what they saying to themselves. Hey, Burke, don't do this. And then you notice, see, articles like this, let me just end on this. Articles like this they're to test the water. They put it out there. He put his name on it. He said, yeah, we're having these kind of conversations and discussions. And then you're going to hear from the other side. They be like, so now they making you respond to something that you don't even want. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that. You're like, why are you putting me out there? Now I got to respond to that, which now the fans can say, they don't want to work that hard. They don't want to work all year. See how they do you? Like, that's how it goes. You're sitting there like, what? I'm doing what is required of me and what has gotten me here for 20 plus years. And now I go somewhere new and you talking about, hey, it's new sheriff in town. I need y'all to do this, and this. You're like, but we won this many Super Bowls doing it this way. Why are you trying to flip the script? Simple as that. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think of that situation. But trust me, that is just shot one across the bow. We're going to see how they respond to that. And if anybody has some sound issues, they say get out the app and come back. I hope it ain't just my channel, but people keep telling me that every now and then they say they say that it's me. They're gonna force them, like my man Bang Bang says, those 4 need their own network. They're gonna force them in this independent world. Look, Pat McAfee is streaming on X and YouTube College Game Day. You think that Ernie and Barkley and Shaq and Kenny and the investors around them and private equity money couldn't say, man, let's just build this channel up or network up right quick. They could go get them a bunch of other creators and other basketball players. They say, give us $100 million to put this in. And then all we gonna do is the show from our crib, like Peyton Manning and them. Or they could just say, all right, we out this deal. And they do a Manning cast version. Like the days of like, I gotta be on ESPN, it's great for a few, but it ain't great for all, as you can see. They ain't been there 3 months and they already like, I don't know about this. What y'all set up ain't the way we thinking. Now, one of the things about me, and I hope you guys are picking this up, is I'm very, very open-minded, but very closed off in terms of like body and actions. Like I ain't doing a lot of stuff. Trust me. I'm a creature of habit. I do very few things. However, my mind, I go everywhere. Including when it's time to get content and conversations, I listen to everybody. The homeless guy in front of the liquor store, I'm not stepping over him. He got something to say, what's up? Some of the best gems I've ever received were from people that look like they don't know any better. Yes, they do. They know to go the other way, not the way they went, right? All day. So this is what's interesting about media. I love sports. I love culture. I love entertainment. I love sociology. Y'all know that. This topic came from left field because it came from my man Joe Budden, who I love, the Podfather. I love his podcast. And he says we need to start having a conversation. And I never thought about this. We need to start having this conversation about Matthew Stafford being a better quarterback all time than Aaron Rodgers. I said, whoo. That's spicy. Let's go.
Start the Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers conversation.
Okay.
I don't know that Aaron Rodgers is better than Matt Stafford all time. I don't know that.
Those couple years, Aaron Rodgers was unbelievable.
Joe. Unbelievable. He got one of them.
Joe. Yeah, he only got one chip, but.
How unbelievable was he?
Guess what? He's one of them.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Of course he is. I just don't think I don't know. I can't say he's better than Matt Stafford. I cannot say that unequivocally. Matt Stafford is really like that, yo.
Matt Stafford is good.
Still.
He's good.
No, today it's not even a conversation.
No, but
today.
All time, no.
He don't impact the game like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Aaron Rodgers rolls out. Aaron Rodgers can win a game by himself. Like Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, it's just certain dudes they could really win a game damn near by themselves with they will and just shit like that.
Aaron Rodgers has just been taking his stock over the last couple of years is the problem.
Yeah,
he probably should have retired.
And he's a MAGA head too. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. How about that?
Oh, don't say that.
What we talking about?
I'll go with that.
Is he?
But he's my kind of quarterback.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I'm talking shit. I could be lying.
He's gonna throw MAGA on the nigga.
Yeah, I don't know about
No, not MAGA. He got some weird views. He got some different.
He's in that internet
ideology.
sphere of like the weird conspiracies.
Yeah, he's from the flat earth. He's from all of that shit.
Yeah. But when he's on the field, he was my kind of quarterback.
I think Matt Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a fuck what Pat McAfee got to say
about
it.
The way he
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, harmless fun there. He went at MAGA. He went at weird views. I catch myself every time I say that. My kids, because I got kids now, and they start saying that word weird. And I'm like, weird is just based on your epicenter of beliefs and thoughts, right? You can't say somebody else weird because they can say you weird. So you really ain't said nothing, right? I always think about that because it comes home when you think about when people say, oh, you live where? Oh, that's far. Far for what? Not far from me. My school down the street. What do you mean? The grocery store right down the street. The mall's over there. The theater over there. What do you mean far? Far for you? Because I don't live where you live. You guess what? Here's the clear one. Here's the one that's gonna blow your mind. You ready? You live far from me. Anyway, what is he talking about? This is amazing. Okay, so let me give you the OG NFL. Okay, this is what it is. OG NFL tells me Aaron Rodgers is still better than Matthew Stafford all-time career, all that. Okay, that's just It ain't nothing to hold you for in suspense and nothing. Aaron Rodgers gonna go down in history better than Matthew Stafford, partly because all of them hits that Matthew Stafford was out. I mean, darts, no look passes, darts, Megatrons, darts. All that kind of went under the radar because he was in Detroit, stuck in terms of lack of team success. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is in Green Bay, and we know what Aaron Rodgers was doing. Mr. Efficient, Mr. Effective. Dog, if he threw 5 picks, good luck. Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Aaron Rodgers had a stretch. I mean, you sit on the bench for your first 3 years behind Brett Favre. Finally, look, Brett Favre, as great as you are and great as you were, bye-bye. Like, and then you leave, and then it's Aaron Rodgers, we don't miss a beat. Then he wins one quick. Then it's been a lot of flirting with it and a lot of bad defense in the championship games and all onside kicks and oh God, Lord. And not perfect Aaron Rodgers, but point being, I think all time. But I want to have a two-sided conversation. One, I want to use, I love the second brain, I call it. AI, all that technology, ChatGPT, Perplexed, all that. I use it a ton, right? I want to use it right now because I want to see what they think about this. And then I want to just go by the numbers. And then we get up out of here. So beat it up in the comments. Who you think's better all time? All time. Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. Beat it up before I give you all these answers right now, because here go one. All right, so you asked it, who had the better career, Stafford or Aaron Rodgers? Oh, wait. The answer is Aaron Rodgers had the better individual career. Matthew Stafford might end up with the better story career. Oh, that's interesting. Awards and accolades. Let's go through this fast. 4 MVPs, Stafford 0. You really can stop right there. If this was Kenyon Martin and Draymond be like, that's it. That's it. Kenyon be like, what you mean? I'm still better than you. 10 Pro Bowls to 2. All pros. Like Stafford has none, and I guess Aaron Rodgers has a couple. Top 2 quarterback of his era statistically. I don't like that vagueness. Come on. I'm using AI for a reason. Don't give me top 2. What do you mean? So when there's somebody ever tells you, oh, it's top 5, like my wife said, oh, Wicked is top 5 movie all time, it's 5. No one ever says top 5 and mean 1. You say it's the best, right? So top 2, he's 2, or whatever. All right, let's get out of there. Championships, postseason success. We all know 1 Super Bowl each. Production and longevity. You're getting a little vague, but we see it. I'm going to do a better statistical number one than that one, so I'm going to skip that. Intangible narrative, survive. How to survive in South Central. They wrote survive 12 years in Detroit, football prison. Damn, who writing these codes for this damn AI? Somebody gangster up in there. Them interns is taking over. It's like what? Who writes that and then trying to be objective? Whatever. All right, Rodgers, arguably the most gifted thrower ever. That could be Stafford as well. Playoff adversity exposed his leadership. See, that ain't right. Dog, by playoff leadership mean we can't get the onside kick? We gave up 40 in a damn game? I hate when people do that. Teammates often question them. So what? They ain't as great as me. You always question the king. You always throw rocks at the king. Just don't miss. Narrative turned weird. Here they go. Oh, God. Weird? I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not going to go too deep on this. Let's stay on topic. But flat earth and all that, dinosaurs and all that. All right, best quarterback, Rodgers. And then they say, all right, so they gave it to Rodgers. That's basically they going there. All right, let's get deeper than this. Let's keep it simple, though. Deep and simple. That's what I like. Oh, God. That could be a pause, but I don't know if it is. Deep and simple? No, it can't be simple. Simple protects me. Okay, I'm trying to make this bigger. It ain't working. Oh, maybe. Okay. This is bigger. All right, it's getting bigger. Oh. Yeah, I like it like this. It's huge. Good. Okay, you ready? Oh, God, now that's a pause. It's huge. Let me make it one more. Oh, I got the best one. Okay, y'all ready? Just have fun. Ding, 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 ding. And in this corner, we have Matthew Stafford. Detroit in the house, 8 Mile. Let's see it for Leah. All right, calm down, crowd. And then in this corner, we have Aaron Rodgers. Cheese heads. I want the Jets. Let's go, that steel curtain. Did I forget any teams? All right, let's go. All right, head to head. Ooh, child. I don't know where y'all can see. Can y'all see it? Head to head. Ooh, they played each other a lot. Aaron Rodgers won. So whenever it's shaded a little green, that means that person won. All right, Aaron Rodgers got him. But that doesn't matter. You're playing against the other team's defense. I hate when they do that. Ooh, Dak Prescott out-dueled Patrick Mahomes on Thanksgiving. No, he didn't. He beat the defense. Shut up. Okay. I got to go slower. Games. All right, he's played more games. That matters. I hate when people do that, like the LeBron argument. So what? He just padding his stats longevity. You know how hard it is to play forever? Give it credit. Okay. Ooh, this is the absolute value. I think that's what I know it's the value. Basically, the higher this number, the better you were. Look at that number, 243 to 180. Uh-oh. That's in the discussion, really. Quarterback record, okay. Well, he just got over 500. Damn, Detroit. Ghetto-ass NFL team. Hell y'all doing that? This dude behind, he won a Super Bowl and MVP this year, and he's still barely 500. All right, Aaron Rodgers smoking him right now. I don't know what Joe, but maybe I shouldn't listen to rappers talk about football. Completion percentage, even that's higher. Goodness. Yards, goodness. Yards attempt, goodness. Oh, here we go. Yards per game, yeah. Oh, he was throwing them. You know why? Because they was behind in Detroit so much. Throw it. Passing touchdowns, golly. It's going to be a minute before you catch that. Interceptions, damn. More touchdowns and fewer interceptions? Where we at, dog? What we arguing? Quarterback rate? Oh, man, damn. Man, Detroit is hell. It must be purgatory, Armageddon out there. Oh, all right, rushing attempts. He's smoking them. Oh, this is ugly. The fantasy points. Oh, God. Championship. Oh, God. Pro Bowl. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Get up out of there. Yeah. Hey, Joe Budden. Hey, everybody. How weird is that? You want to see something weird? Compare me to this dude and then look at this. And this is no hate to Matthew Stafford. Let me give you my Matthew Stafford story and I'm out. But he smoked him, right? He smoked him. That's like putting me and Bruce Smith up there. That's smoked. But here we go. Matthew Stafford, salute to you always. You know it's nothing but love. Matthew Stafford came out to one of our flag football championship games couple years back, right after the Super Bowl. So Matthew Stafford to the kids and all that. They love Cooper Kupp, but they was Matthew Stafford. And he was just nice, cool with the kids, gave them love, took the pictures, did all the above, and, we chopped it up. So respect to Matthew Stafford. It was just fun. This is what I love to do. This is what I love to do, compete. But people getting their feelings because they ain't competitors. Oh, well. Matthew Stafford ain't tripping. Matthew Stafford ain't tripping. Let me beat it up in the comments. Let's get to our next topic, which is going to be interesting. I want you guys to turn your volume down on this next topic. They're going to start yelling. Okay. Yeah, everybody said, Francisco Aguilera said, straight whooping feet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't think it was going to be that damn wide of a gap between Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford. I actually made the argument like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, of course, but Matthew Stafford, that dude. I think the best thrower of football ever is Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Dan Marino, John Elway, Mike Vick. Drew Bledsoe, but Mike Vick. Oh, yeah, I got those. Those are my top 6. I'm sure there's somebody I forgot. All right, Stephen A. Smith, Mad Dog. Yeah, remember yesterday Mad Dog was trying to get into the conversation? Well, let's just say he got into it. And then they talking about Lane Kiffin, which I don't understand. This is about the meaning of loyalty in America and the shame and criticism that all comes from a man who's just coaching his ass off to the point where he has options. And now we're going to use that against him and talk about the man. How weird this world is. How weird this world is.
How about a little loyalty? How about a little idea to Mississippi? How about 6 years? Bailed him out on some college in Florida to go to Oxford. How about a little loyalty and say, you know what? I've done they were good to me here. They paid me well. Right. We have a good team.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I own the team. The conclusion of the season before I talk about
my God. Y'all are ridiculous.
No,
y'all should be
That's the way you do
check this out. Hey, doggy. Were you always at Sirius XM? Weren't you at the Fan in New York?
19 years, Steve. 19 years.
Did it to leave? No. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, so 19. Well, 6 feels like 19. How about that? 6 years. He been 6 years. They were irrelevant. He wins 74% of his games. They're winning football games, right? He's got them in the national title picture. He did his job. What does he owe Ole Miss? Other than the respect of saying, hey, listen, I'm considering other options, but only because they're great options. Not because I want to leave, but my God, Florida, LSU, Urban Meyer, Steve Spurrier, Les Miles, Nick Saban, Ed Orgeron. I mean, look at what we're talking about here. Y'all act like some Drexel or Villanova called them for football. This is Florida or LSU.
Florida's been awful, Steve. I mean, Florida's been a disaster. Urban Meyer won, nobody else has. I mean, you're making it sound like the Florida and the freaking Chiefs. They're not any good.
Florida was winning, when Florida was winning, it was special. When Florida was winning, you can stick your chest out and raise your voice at me all you want to. You ain't scaring nobody. The fact is, you and Paul should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Leave that man alone. He is absolutely right. He's doing nothing wrong.
You are dead wrong. You just don't go pick up the lead.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
When you got the team at number 6 in the country. Come on, please. That's not the right thing to do. How about doing the right thing for a change? Instead of worrying about how much money you can make. How about doing the right thing?
Whatever.
What?
You would never do that. You would never do that. You would never do that.
Excuse me.
You're a classy guy. You wouldn't do that.
If I'm considering something, I would let the bosses know, yo, I'm looking at this. I'm considering this and exploring my options. There's nothing wrong with it. This is America. This is a capitalistic society we living up in.
In here, yes, we are. Blah, blah, blah. I like that little fade when they still talking in the background and you see me. It's kind of weird, but it's dope. All right, here we go. You go that word again, weird. This is unfortunate for Lane Kiffin. Let's start where it all matters. Lane Kiffin's name is now being used as fodder, drug in the mud, because his loyalty is being questioned. And it's weird that it's being questioned in success. This is how you become a prisoner of your own success. This is why a lot of people who are winning in this world, trust me, you don't want to be that person. Be yourself. Because they're winning, but now they all closed off. Listen to their comments. They're all staged. They're all scripted. Not Lane Kiffin so much. Lane Kiffin gonna let you know what he's feeling. But this is how they get you to that place where all of a sudden you get tired. You're fatigued of the BS. Dog, hold on. I got my team out here balling out of control. And then everybody's calling me. And obviously some of them calls I gotta pick up because it's them. They are calling, not everybody. They are calling. LSU, Florida, what it do? What it do, boy? How you doing down there in Oxford? How's Oxford treating you, baby? You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, it could be better. It could be worse. What you talking about, Florida? What you talking about, SU? Right? And nothing wrong with that. Who don't get recruited? We talking sports. Man, I play on the team right now. Shout out to Left Coast legends, Jesse Buss. We #1 in the nation. You think these parents ain't coming around me and talking like, ooh, where y'all going to high school? I'm saying he's in the 4th grade. Nah, just want to know, just want to know what the future looks like. I'm like, a lot of handwriting, you know what I mean? Long division right now. What are you doing? Like, calm down. So we all get recruited. I got recruited when I was an 8-year-old, 10-year-old. Hey, little man, I see you out there balling, Wiley. Okay, you want something to eat? Yeah, I'm getting some chili cheese Fritos. Man bought them. And a tiki punch. Come on, man, it is. I got recruited to go to high school. So he getting recruited. You think it's just for players? You don't think there's headhunters out there, CEOs, executive searches? Yes, that's how I found out Jim Harbaugh was going to Michigan. My boy was in charge of a headhunter executive search. He was like, I don't know why Adam Schefter keep acting like he don't know where he's going. Here's the contract. And I was like, that is Jim Harbaugh going to Michigan. I told it, and that's how it went. Come on. You don't think somebody out there working for Lane Kiffin taking them calls? His family took the private plane out there to visit. Look, before I entertain this lady, honey, kids, go check it out. See if you won't even be there. Because if y'all don't want to rock and go there, I'm not even going to talk about it no more. I don't give a damn how much money they give me. But he's supposed to do this. He's supposed to get fat and pregnant right now. Everybody, I'm having your baby. He a hood rat. He's supposed to be a hood rat. Let everybody get it. Then we're going to figure out what we're getting. But then, this is what happened when you're insecure. Ole Miss says, hey, I'm hearing a lot of talk about you, and it ain't all good for us. All right, what do you mean? Lane Kiffin coming in there with that visor on. You can tell he lived in L.A. He like, yeah, so what's up? I got pickleball and yoga later. What's you talking about? Oh, no. Look, Lane, I hate to have this conversation with you, but I got to. We got to know if you staying or not. He's like, what? No, you don't. You just need to just keep this building up, keep the practice lights on. You need to make sure that the stadium is open on Saturday, and then I do what I do. And when I stop doing it, you're going to be the first to know. Nah, that's not how it work down here in Oxford, baby. How it work in Oxford? Well, you know, we got a lot of constituents, and let's just say our fan base a little different. They need to know, or it could get ugly out here. You're like, what? You're like, so what are you saying? You give me an ultimatum? I didn't say that word, you did, but since you said it, let's go with it. What I gotta tell you by? I don't know what you doing after Thanksgiving. He said, I'm coaching. He's like, all right. We want to know if you're gonna be coaching next year too. So let's say that game at Thanksgiving, after that game, you win that game, you're gonna win that game. I know you're gonna win that game. After you win that game, you come up in this office and we're gonna talk one more time. And we're gonna figure this out. Right? All right. Why you pressing this dude? Let that man live. God dang. Man, come on. Who the hell wants to win and then feel like they losing? I can't, man, I wish. Lane, do you, dog. Do you. Now, if I'm him, something on my lip. If I'm Lane, I ain't going nowhere. I'm making everybody think I'm going somewhere, and I'm staying right here and getting the most. If Indiana got 100 million, 90-something million, miss, y'all better go out there. Everybody come around here, Oxford, and gather around Oxford. All of y'all Oxfords. Put it all down. Let's meet at the town hall. Now we got us a coach. And this ain't just no ordinary coach. This them coaches that usually go up yonder. Them coaches that be up there in the other schools. We got one right here. We got him, but we got to keep him. And it's going to cost. It's going to cost to be the boss right now. Right? We ain't seen nothing this fresh since Boss Hog. Boss Hog was out here. Now we got the boss. And we got the hogs. Man, you better pay Lane Kiffin and shut it. And if you Lane, don't go to them big schools. All they do is wait to get rid of you. All they do is wait to fire you. I hate that. I hate them schools like that. That's why I ain't go to no big school for me. One, because I was scared. I was like, I ain't going to be a freshman and going against a 5-star ESPN #1. He gonna start over me. Then it's only one other job. Then it's another 5-star or 4-star. I ain't going to that school. Then I'm a red shirt. Then I'm a super sophomore. When am I gonna play? I'd rather be the big fish in Little Pond and get a great education, right? You know, like, say what you want. Like my first fight, I ain't got to fight Floyd Mayweather. Oh, you a punk? Yes, I am. I will build myself up, and then I'll see Floyd when it matters. All right, that's what Canelo should have did. Come on, Canelo, you should have hollered at me. All right, beat up in the comments. What y'all talking about? Jude is laughing. Laugh my ass off. Thank you, Marcellus Wiley. Yeah, I can get into some characters sometimes. I'm silly like that. I like being a big kid. It ain't nothing. Okay, Media Corey says, shit, I live in Ohio. I'm going to Florida. First job offer I get, I don't care if it's scrubbing asses. Beat it up in the comments, but don't do that. All right, y'all so silly. Man, come on. Florida is one thing. Gainesville ain't exactly what you're thinking. Let me just say that. Y'all thinking Miami, y'all thinking Crockett and Tubbs. I lived in Jacksonville, and then we used to go to Gainesville, obviously. Like, Gainesville ain't exactly what you're thinking, right? Florida's big. There's a lot of things out there. Okay, speaking of something big, this is the biggest beef I think we've had in a while. Like Kenyon Martin and Nick Young on Gil's Arena is amazing. This is just it. This is as close as you get to seeing them throwing the ball up in the air and saying, go at it. And they can't do that because of the ages and because it ain't gonna be the same. They're not peak to peak anymore. But golly, Draymond Green, Nick Young looking out for Draymond because Draymond ain't there, and he also played with Draymond. And then you got, obviously, Kenyon Martin, and then you got the jokes that come from the whole crew, especially Gil's Arena. It's amazing, to the point where they're not stopping. They got more levels to it, more layers to it. Let's go.
Signed July 21st.
That's after everybody else.
No, it's not. That's early.
That's 3 weeks into the free agency period, but I'm saying it's not.
All right.
No.
Like, everybody was signed already, besides him and Westbrook. Fuck.
About 3 weeks in, so 3 weeks in, everybody was signed.
All right.
So 3 weeks in, everybody was signed.
All right, you was right. You right.
I know.
You irritated for no reason. You irritated for no reason.
Thanksgiving.
We all agree with your ass. He irritated for no reason.
Dog, this nigga, listen, dog, y'all want to keep talking and argue with this nigga? This nigga footless, nigga brain fucking fog. Can't get away from it. He got fog going on.
I never seen a motherfucker always right.
Fog going on. I said it's my fucking opinion, nigga.
Right,
it's my fucking opinion, so it's my opinion.
You right,
nigga,
bro.
shut the fuck up. It's my opinion.
I think y'all need to stick.
You just want.
Okay, I gotta cut it right here because even I'm getting a little scared. I know them all. Let me say this. My boy Blaze said this best on the rocks, and it's real. Kenyon skews more serious, like way too serious. If you want to say where you going way too serious. And then when it comes to Nick, he skews way too silly, like way too silly, and it's the best. I'm so glad that Gil and them guys are doing this because they are showing you how we can look at the same thing differently. And boy, that's what set the tone. So please don't get shook. I'm joking right now. That's just who they are. So don't think they got real beef. They don't. They just, one is just gonna crack a joke in the middle of the funeral, and the other one ain't gonna get off the floor because he can't believe they gone. That's how it goes. It is. People grieve different. People live different.
Argue with a nigga for no reason. Like I said, it's my opinion. You can have your opinion.
I got mine.
Have it.
Be
have your fucking opinion. No, why? Why? You ain't respecting nobody else's opinion, nigga. You just want to argue.
All right, King.
Yeah, you just want to argue with a nigga. Nigga make opinion. You just want to argue with a nigga about his opinion.
Save it.
All right, well, let's keep this moving.
What makes niggas talk about I said I got an opinion and I don't want to argue with you? What makes that tough?
You right. Done it all.
Let's keep
what
this
makes
moving.
it tough?
I thought this was about Chris Paul.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, his farewell was supposed to say congratulations.
And the nigga want to argue niggas' opinion.
His Pharrell tour.
No, yeah, congratulations. Hey, Chris Paul, congratulations again. Had an amazing career.
Thank you, Chris
Let's
Paul.
go.
Pharrell tour. Let's keep this thing moving. Today's show is sponsored by SeatGeek. Everyone can use our code ARENA10, get 10% off your SeatGeek order. Whether you're a new customer or not, sports, concerts, festivals, you name it, the Lakers are...
So when you gave your assessment of Chris Paul retirement, did anybody have any rebuttal about it? I'm asking. Did anybody have a rebuttal about your opinion of what Chris Paul meant to his retirement? Did anybody say anything about it?
Right, bro. You're right.
No, did nobody say shit about it?
You're right.
You just want to come in this bitch and argue.
You're right. I know. I just want to argue.
Yeah, for no reason. There was nothing to argue about.
I know.
Well, if you want to see CP3
right.
in his farewell tour, today's show is sponsored by SeatGeek. Everyone can use our code ARENA10 to get 10% off your SeatGeek order. Whether you're a new customer or not, sports, concerts, festivals, you name it, Lakers are back in action. So a lot of people have been looking on SeatGeek for the best deals. And you already know Gil loves the Rams, and SeatGeek got the plug on some of the best seats. SeatGeek rates on a scale of 1.
Okay, I could have cut the last 20 seconds. I'm sorry. This is news to me as well. Blah, blah, blah. Now we all go to SeatGeek, right? They just got another plug. All right, here we go. Man, I see myself in all of those guys. Pause. I know it. Like, I am the silliest, and I'm also at times the most serious, because that's my daddy's trait. The silliness comes from my mom, and I get where they are. They are still here. It's so funny. First of all, Kenyon, my dog, but come on. What are we doing in this world if we don't argue opinions? I hope we're not arguing facts. If we arguing facts, we wasting some time. It's a fact, baby. If I drop this ball, it's going to hit the ground. We arguing over that? No, don't argue that. Now, do you think it's going to hit the ground real fast, real slow? It's going to take how long? What's your thoughts on it? If you ain't doing calculations, like, is it going to spin? Like, this is the best. I love it. You know why I love it for real? Is because I'm caught up in it, like whether it's sports or sports media. Like, there are guys, this is just a parallel. There are guys you play ball with that you are better than, but they are better than you in terms of career and how it looks. We just had it. Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers could be an argument. Someone's saying Matthew Stafford, if he was in Green Bay, if he was behind Brett Favre, if he would have played there, but he was in Detroit. So he don't get his fair due, to the point where he finally gets out of prison, which is Detroit, 8 Mile. He comes to the West, see it for Neal, and next thing you know, bow, championship. Bow, flowers, bouquet of flowers. He's the man, right? So I know it. I've had too many teammates Like, dog, Wiley, you were better than him if you were there. Look, if I would have got drafted to New England, here's a perfect one. If I got drafted to New England, played on a 4-year deal, right? 4 years, New England, 1997 to 2000, 2001. I would have won, I would have been in the Super Bowl, right? The year Brady, I would have been on there when Brady got the start. With a side, just like Mike Vrabel and all them kind of cats, right? If I would have just started my whole career in New England, I would have won 3 Super Bowls. Come on, man. I could have been a bench warmer, just a good bench warmer. I would have been the best bench warmer ever. Look, I made it like I balled, so I could just be, hey, Vrabel, you got it. Hey, Brewski, you got it. Y'all go get the quarterback. I'm just here to get reps. 3 Super Bowl championships. But then you venture out and do your own thing. You're Kenya Martin, you're a number 1 overall pick, so that means you're going to a sorry-ass team. All of a sudden, you and Jason Kidd and others make that team finals. But y'all playing the dynastic Lakers. Whop. They swap. They swipe you out the way. Control, out, delete, get out of here. Right? It's okay. Then you go get paid and all that again, and like. But then somebody, chirpy, you're looking like who? Now, when somebody better than you, do you know these dudes don't have these arguments? Because they know he got me, right? Kenya Martin is not sitting here arguing with Charles Barkley. He's not arguing with Charles Barkley. He's like, Charles Barkley better, right? Now, Charles Barkley ain't even got a ring, right? Karl Malone, better, all right, whatever. But then you start talking about Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan looking at Charles Barkley and Karl Malone at power forward said, excuse me, Pastor Grey Poupon. But he don't even talk like that. He's just like, Pastor Grey Poupon, right? You don't argue with Duncan. Stop playing. That's top 10. What you gonna say? And he got rings and things. So this argument is based, the first level of understanding is they got a real problem. They are arguing opinions. So I don't know why Kenyon keeps saying that. Let's argue these opinions. Is Draymond better than me? I think Kenyon has told you, hell no. And I think that Nick is like, I don't think he's better than you, but he's had a better career than you. So won't you just live with that, right? And then on top of that, since you woofing, I'm going to make sure you understand that he got what you ain't got because you thought you had it. Well, you ain't enough. And they just keep going back and forth. And it just reminds me of when I played, how many times that happens. Or it happens in sports media. You can see a guy on the show that's top show. And you're like, but you ain't that good. It's just, you can look at Stephen A. Smith. He has the number 1 morning show, right? And then you look at everybody on that show. Imagine that. Who on the show? RC's on the show. Who else? Dan Orlowski's on the show. Give it to me. Y'all know who it is. Swaggy's on the show. Everybody, right? And imagine if one of them, not Stephen A. Smith, but everybody else walks up to, since they got the number 1 morning show, walks up to Colin Cowherd and be like, I got you. I'm better than you. Colin like, what? He's like, we got the rings. I'm good by myself, and we got rings. And Colin like, but I'm Colin. And he's like, what is that? He's like, I'm in the National Journalist Hall of Fame or something, Radio Hall of Fame. And I'm on the number 1. You imagine? Think about that. That's how this is going. This is how this is playing. That's why they can't let it go. Because if you let it go, you let it go for everybody else, as my wife loves to say. I am not going to get up there and then kick away the ladder. I'm not kicking the ladder away so y'all can't climb. Kenya's like, we need to start highlighting individual greatness and knowing how to, by the metrics, by the numbers, or just by opinion, give respect to those who didn't win it all, but they were it. What's the it? Beat it up in the comments. What's the it? Okay, what's the it? And I still think, look, I think that the it is Barry Sanders. He got achievement. Everyone has achievements if you're great, but I wish someone walked up to Barry Sanders and said something crazy. Dan Marino. I wish somebody walks up to Dan Marino and says something crazy, right? But people can. People can. You literally can. Wow. Who right now? Jalen Hurts, respect, can walk up to Dan Marino and be like, you sitting here? He's like, Dan Marino, like, yeah, I'm sitting here. And he's like, I like that seat. Can I have it? And you're like, no way. And I'm like, is that a way? He got 2 Super Bowl appearances, won. Dan Marino went once, and that's it. He gonna have numbers. This era gonna give you the numbers. I know it's early for him, but Patrick Mahomes is already like, he just kicking everybody out. And you're like, damn, it's real. Drew Brees goes up to Dan Marino and is like, that's an even better one. Drew Brees goes up to Dan Marino like, yeah, what seat you got, Dan? He's like, I'm 2A. He's like, yeah, I think, I'm 2A. You sure you're 2A? And he's like, no, I'm sorry. It says 3A. He's like, that's interesting. I think I'm 3A. Where you sitting again? He said, I don't know what this says. Is it? Oh, that's 4A. Yeah, I'm sitting at 4A. He's like, that's wild. I'm 4A. So they got to beef. They got to do this. This got to go. This got to keep going. It's just as simple as that. But, all the N-word, all that, let them live. They are really, I'm telling you for fact, they are cool. When they leave that set, they know they left it on that set. Simple as that. But keep it coming. Beat it up in the comments what y'all talking about. Calvin Johnson, right. People walking up to Calvin Johnson like, you imagine somebody going up to Calvin Johnson like, that's my seat. Is it? Yeah, it's my seat. You're like, what? Oh, man, that's wild. Okay, let's give y'all a little fun. Did y'all watch the games yesterday, Chiefs and Cowboys? Oh, yeah. Y'all know what happened yesterday. We had the Chiefs and Cowboys. Cowboys beat the Chiefs. Now, the summation of this is really interesting, right? Look at the record, 6-6, 6-5-1. So you'd rather be Dallas right now just because of the loss column. I learned this in the NFL. I swear I didn't know it before. I used to always say, which one's better? Coach was like, the one with the fewest losses, stupid. And I was like, okay. So I'd rather be the Dallas Cowboys because that tie helps you in the situation. Basically, these are 2 teams that got to win out, and they trying to get to 11 wins, right? 11 wins, you should be in. You probably definitely in. But that's a win-out scenario, and it's happening that way right now. So what we learned, I hate when they say that one quarterback beat the other quarterback, but it was Dak had a better day. Right, he won for sure. He won for sure. So look at this as they sum it up. Patrick Mahomes was balling still. What was that? 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 27-39, 320 yards, all right? And then we have Dak, who was out there eating as well, but they didn't give the summary of his. They give his next gen. Who cares about next gen if you don't give me the regular gen? All right, so all that said, do the Cowboys, I have 4 questions here listed. Do the Cowboys make the playoffs? Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. And then the Chiefs, are they going to make the playoffs? It's really tough. Look, we've all predicted this. We all saw it. This is so crazy. This is what happens to the greats at the end, right? You still believe in them like they still top dog, but you know the arrow's pointing down, and you know they in the mix. If you're a team that has to play the Chiefs right now, and you see Patrick Mahomes coming, you're like, ooh, respect. And then you see like Kelsey and Rice and them guys, he's like, all right, they still got enough. But your confidence is way higher than it would have been years past because you're like, we can match up. We can go at them. We can do this. And now you're seeing it. This is what happens. You go from greatness to now the inconsistency of the greatness. You still see great moments. You still see great games, right? You see them beat the Indianapolis Colts, who was a red-hot team at the time. And then you see also you can't beat Dallas. That's what it is. That's why I say be undeniable. If you're undeniable, we don't go through these laws. Right? Now, what else we got here? You watched yesterday. Look, I told you I root for 4 teams, and the 5th one is the Baltimore Ravens, but this is getting tough. Look at that score, 32-14. Yikes. Right? We see in Baltimore, we saw Burrow come back, and Burrow beats the Ravens. Really? That defense, the same one that just tore up Shedeur? See, and that's a level. Like, that's another level. People don't want to hear it, but that's another way you assess how good Shedeur is. He ain't Joe Burrow. Duh. He that much different than Joe Burrow. Duh. Dylan Gabriel. Duh. Like, that's why there's levels to this. Lamar was off, right? And here we go. Sometimes you be looking like it's not even like the offense. It's it's not the offense, because you see at times when Derrick Henry play action, Lamar deep drops, scramble around, Lamar on script. He can do it all. It's just sometimes it doesn't click. I just don't get it. This is my theory. There's a fatigue that comes from you always getting up, trying to get something and not accomplishing it, right? Whatever that is. You, human beings, this is why watch a kid. Have a kid and they got to make this three-pointer and they miss the first one and they miss the second one. Then about the third one, you start seeing wearing it that they missed. By the fifth one, if they keep missing, they're going to show you they're going to miss before they even shoot it, right? You know they're going to miss now because they wearing it. It done went from in here, inner doubt, to outer worry. I see the Ravens in that place, and I hate it because, look, the Buffalo Bills, the Ravens, those are the teams that just keep jumping, and then the Chiefs go, stop playing, right? Or somebody's, stop playing, right? It's been the Chiefs mostly, though. Now, are they jumping as high? Are they doing as high? Or are you holding your breath, NBA version? Okay, we can't get there, so guess what we're going to do? Right now, chill. Save your energy. Save your mind. Save your body. And then when it's time, we're going to go. Football is a sudden death game when it matters most. Not the NBA. NBA gets serious. You get a chance to wake up. You get a chance to stretch. You get a chance to go up. You get a chance to go down. In football, one and done. Better not play them games. Play them games of football. So beat it up in the comments. Are we going to see the Ravens in the playoffs? I can't imagine no Ravens. I can't imagine no Chiefs and Ravens in the playoffs, and the Cowboys may be in. Oh, we going back to the 90s, boy. Okay. Now, beat up in the comments what y'all thinking. Who they, baby? I see it. I see it out there. Chiefs lucky to be a wild card. It's just Vegas says that. All right, beat it up in the comments. Show some love. I love when y'all just interact and then tell me topics you want to have. Like, use this for what it is. Stop being cool. I hate when people too cool for school. Like, oh, I'm watching them, but I don't want to say anything. Just say something. Say something, or more importantly, say what we should talk about. We could do this together. All right, I got to address this topic. Now, I will admit, this is one of them songs you play with the windows up. You don't want everybody to know you talking about it, or everybody to know you listening to it, but I got to do it because I got to defend Ayesha. And I love Steph too much, and I'm tired of people talking trash. Ayesha Curry says she talks to a therapist about the life she could have had. I don't think he's supposed to say that. Could have had. Without Steph Curry, while Steph Curry says he's thankful for the family he has. Okay? I saw that, and I was like, I ain't about to talk about that. That ain't my life. But then I saw this, and I'm like, why is this popping up again? And I think this is again, because this can't be old, but it popped up. Hold on. Watch this. One of my favorite moments, Boy in the Hood. He's like, man, shut up. Disrespectful, but it was a great moment of art. Now, that hat right there, where I'm from, where I grew up, when I saw that hat, I was like, oh, shit, we got problems. And if you're from L.A., you know what I mean. That's where I grew up. That's my neighborhood. I was like, oh, they out today. It's time to go get it. But listen to this, man. People crazy.
Understanding. Something that really bothers me and, like, honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like, there are all these women, like, throwing themselves. But me, like, the past 10 years, like, I don't have any of that. Like, I have zero, this sounds weird, but, like, male attention. And so then, like, I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not
like,
looking. You're not even. But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When your radar's turned off, because I dealt with that for years too. Like, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
like, oh my God. I mean,
because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that, like, someone's looking.
But when your radar's turned off, right, that can get real dangerous. Don't ever think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking at you like, I wish. Honestly. And I'm going to tell you who knows that more than anybody.
And on...
Wow. If I didn't love Steph Curry so much, and I hate when people be lying on people and then feeling good about it, I wouldn't address this. I'm going to make this quick because it just feels weird. Like, one, I feel bad because their marriage is like like Twitter posts. Like, damn, that's messed up. Because marriage is hard enough by itself, let alone, it's hard enough with just 2 people in it, you and your wife, let alone the world talking about it. And then if they talking about your wife, they talking about Steph Curry, I think they're fine. They talking about her, though. So I know she coming back home with that pillow talk. That pillow wet as hell. Let's be real. Y'all leave that woman alone for this reason. Y'all act like, and I literally had to have this conversation with my nanny. Me and my nanny don't talk a lot because I be wanting her to work. But sometimes she be wanting to just talk. And I was like, man, you ain't doing nothing right now. This is about 8 minutes you could be doing something. Like, shut it. Right? I'm about to go to work. So anyway, she was like, did you see this? And I was like, oh, God. This is the worst conversation I ever had when somebody wants you to, like, get it out of them. I'm like, just say it, damn it. If you want me to talk about it, say it. Did you see this? How am I going to see this? You think I'm just walking around here looking at your phone? And I was sitting there stuttering. I'm like, I don't want to say yes. I was like, see what? She's like, oh, they talking about Ayesha Curry. I said, yeah. And then right now I got another out. I could be like, I don't care. But I was like, what are they saying? She's like, oh. And then she went, she just downloaded. I was like, I knew all what she was going to say. I was like, yeah. And then she was like, what do you think? I was like, I think that people are wrong. I think people want her to be perfect or they want her to be a groupie like they are. She was like, groupie, what do you mean? I said, simple. You think that money, you think that fame, that glory, that big house is supposed to shut her up? Girl, you got Steph Curry. You got all you need. Shut up. Instead, she's like, I'm not saying anything about this. I'm telling you what I am, not what we are. And people forget that when you get success. They think that the person who's successful is all of a sudden some kind of robot, like a Waymo car. Like, no. I'm a Tesla. It still takes a human behind here. This ain't no Waymo, nobody driving it, just cameras. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you are you. And even in a relationship, in a marriage, you are still you. You got to take care of you. The capacity to love another person starts with you. You are in something that is interdependent, not independent and not dependent. If you're in a marriage and you dependent, like straight up 100% dependent, divorce. If you're in a relationship and you're completely independent, divorce. Every relationship is interdependent. That means we need each other. We don't need each other for this, and we do need each other for that. She's trying to tell you the stuff that she was going through or thinking about or is going through independent of Steph Curry and her life. You don't want to hear that answer? Don't ask that question. You're like, I ain't asked. They did. And you certainly clicked on it. Once again, you don't have to click on the Ayesha Curry talking about how she really feels about life. But you do. And if you do, just have the decency to at least call it like you see it. Your ass in a relationship too, right? And if somebody, I know how y'all act, because when I was single, you go out, when you go out and you sitting there chilling and somebody's sitting there chilling and then you and your boys is chilling and then that fine girl show up, you like, oh man, she fine. Then you look, oh, she married. Yep, all right, call the dogs off. And then one of your boys like, man, shoot, those are the ones you holler at. So he the one, all right, whatever. Next thing you know, if you anywhere too long together and you're drinking, y'all gonna talk. So you're talking, you're like, oh, yeah, you're hearing all this. And she's like, oh, I love my husband so much. He's the best in this and this. We just came out for girls' night. And you're like, oh, great. We doing the same boys' night, whatever, right? But we single, you ain't, so whatever. She just downloading. She's just like, yeah, sometimes it gets tough here and the kids here and there. I'm always either a mommy or a wife. It's not just me. You know how many times I heard that? What? Sometimes I just want to hear Jessica, right? Because they romanticize life, man. Y'all stupid. And then y'all acting like, since you like, well, was she living the fairy tale? Yes, but have you ever watched a fairy tale movie? I just watched Wicked. I guess that's one. It's kind of wicked, though. You ever watch a fairy tale? From beginning to end, all 2 hours? Guess what? The princess is complaining. The queen ain't happy. The king is like, yo, it's good to be a king. All the king needed some grapes and a couple of bathers. He good. Everybody else complaining. Y'all better leave her alone. Steph, I got your back, dog. Just hit your boy up anytime. We ain't cool like that. I just see him here and there. But every time I see him, it's love. And every time I see them, it's love. So why are we all up trying to tear that relationship apart? Because misery loves company. God dang it. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know. That went much better than I thought. I thought it was going to feel sleazy and weird, but I didn't. Look, I get y'all. You said maybe people shouldn't let their business be so public. Maybe not so easy. You're right. It's just Vegas. You're right. Because there are other celebrity couples. And they ain't in the news. Look, one thing I do know, because I'm an LA guy, I'm an LA native, I'm an Angelino. If you want to be famous and in the light and paparazzi, you can do that. And if you don't want to be, you can do that, right? Tell me the last time you seen Tom Hanks running from the paparazzi. Anybody? Want to know why? Tom Hanks ain't with the dumb shit. He like, I am making mega movies, and that's life. That's it. Don't be chasing me at the cafe. Don't be right? And then you find the same people always in it. You give off that energy. You give it off. This is why I don't have security. Not like I'm famous, but there was a time where I was like, I'm going to give me some security. I just said, I did it once in Miami. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I ever did. It brings attention. I go around now, nobody mess with me. Now, this ain't the same chain I wore in Miami. This is my little MJ. That's my family. But this ain't what I had on. I had on that chunky when I was in Miami. But nobody tripping on you until you start tripping on yourself first. Simple as that. All right, so now let's get to this topic. Oh, God, this is tough. Speaking of Wicked, I told you I saw Wicked yesterday, right? Peep this. Look at this. The GQ Man of the Year issue, 2025. This is what happened. I was like, oh, that's the Wicked girl. She's so good and wicked, too. In case you forgot what the alternative is, GQ's Man of the Year is a woman. This is what we're up against, not each other. We're up against people who do not believe in gender, people who do not believe in capitalism, and people who do not believe in freedom. Okay, all right. That's what we're doing here, huh? Okay. All right. Now, she's a woman, obviously. I mean, I just want to respect others, but also, once again, we can't be arguing over facts. What did I tell Kenya? Can't argue over facts. Please tell me why we keep doing that. Like, how does that keep going? So beat it up in the comments. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just don't understand. Like, I really am perplexed. I'm like, she not a man? Is she saying she a man? But how is she? I have no idea. I did some research, and it led me back to being even dumber. It's like, what is going on here? What world are we living in? Like, we going to wake up one day and be like, oh, my God. Like, dog, you born with a pee-pee? What they say, you born with a pole or a hole? That's life. Like, what do you mean? We can't go any other place with it. It's a pole or a hole. Beat up, I don't even know. I don't know. All right, let me know. All right, this is a rapid fire. Here's another one. This one's close to my heart. Carmel, a California town, wants to ban pickleball. Here's why. Well, that headline's wrong. They actually did it. They banned pickleball, which really is a headline that is not true. They have one court that's public, and they banned it there. So basically, it's banned publicly, but you can have it in your house. That's what I heard. In Carmel, coastal town up by San Francisco. Y'all know I play pickleball. I got hip surgery on December 19th. Send me some love and some prayers. Make sure I wake up. That's the best nap you ever take. If you had surgery, you understand what I'm talking about. You never had surgery, go break something so you can have it. Boy, I can see why Michael Jackson got caught up. It's real. That whatever they give you to go night-night, propofol is right. You go like this, 10, 9, 8, 7. You thinking you're going to get to 0, 6, 5, and the nurse is just smiling at you like, oh, she's so cute. 4, 3. Wake up. That's it. I mean, do it again. 10. You're always like, I'm getting to 0. I'm getting to 0, 9, 8. You sitting there, 7, 6, 5. You're looking around 4, 3. Damn, y'all do it yet? They're like, yeah. You want some, you want a cup of ice? You're like, what? I just had a surgery? They're like, yep. So, pickleball. I haven't been playing because of my hip. I'm having my surgery December 19th, but I play a lot. I invite a lot of people to come play, and we get after it. I own a facility. I'm a partner in a facility called California Smash. It's in El Segundo, 9 indoor pickleball courts. Amazing facility as well. Beautiful food, beverage, everything. Go book your pickleball courts if you're in the LA area. Other than that, you better know me, and I invite you over. If not, go to Carmel. Oops, can't. You can't play there in Carmel. If you love pickleball, raise your hand. God dang, I love pickleball. It's the best sport in terms of going forward. The reason I love pickleball is because no other sport I could play that old people could play, right? Like everything else ages out. Everything else ages out. So that's the way the game goes, simple as that. All right, love y'all. We about to get out of here. It was a lot of other crazy topics I wanted to do, but I don't want these lives to be forever, and this one's forever. So some good topics in the beginning. That's all that is. All right, y'all know how we end every show with the poll. Okay, right now, give it to me. And I'm about to lie to y'all, but it's the truth. Happy 42nd birthday to Future whenever this was posted. And what's your favorite song by Future? To me, it's easy. Like That. Even though I know there's like 1,000 other songs that are as good, because this dude is insane. What a catalog. I mean, Future, certain parts of this world, Atlanta, certain parts of this world, they like, he the one, he the GOAT. And you can't argue them off that, and frankly, you shouldn't. They're right. Like, he is it. But at the same time, it was just too long. I was like not into like mumble rap or whatever the hell you was talking about. So it is him. It's him right here. What's your favorite song? I say Like That. Simple as that. Y'all agree? That thing come in. That's Ronnie O and Joe Cooley so good. Oh, man. All right. And then, of course, y'all know me. We always got to go here. We always got to go here. Who is your favorite running back of all time? I don't know. Maybe it's this guy. That part. All right. I got Barry Sanders. It's not a conversation. I would not argue with you. I would just look at you like you're the dumbest person who's never watched football before if you think somebody's better than Barry Sanders. But who's your favorite running back of all time? All right. Well, that'll do it for today. We got it in and we got it out. Ooh, pause. Love for you guys. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know the topics you want for tomorrow. If I wake up, we're going to go get it. We're going to cake up. So that's love. Appreciate y'all to the fullest. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the purpose. Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so